He couldn't see the world, but he showed me how to truly live in it. I never wanted a dog. The responsibility felt too heavy, the commitment too permanent. I loved the idea of dogs, sure, but owning one? That was someone else's life, not mine. But sometimes life doesn't ask for permission. It just puts something in your path that changes everything. It started with a notification on my phone. A local rescue had posted about a blind bully puppy who desperately needed a foster home. Just temporary, they said, maybe 2 weeks. I scrolled past it, then I scrolled back. I clicked the photo, and before I could think, tears filled my eyes. He was so tiny, so vulnerable, so completely unaware of the chaos around him, yet so undeniably present. His cloudy eyes stared at nothing, but somehow I felt like he was looking right through the screen, directly at me. I didn't want a dog, but I couldn't ignore him. If you're still watching and haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you did. It helps me share more stories like this one, stories that deserve to be heard.
That same afternoon, I said yes. I told myself it was just fostering. 2 weeks. Help him get stable, then he'd go to his forever home. Easy. I drove to Walmart and bought a small laundry basket to carry him in. I lined it with the softest blankets I could find. My hands were shaking the whole time. I had no idea what I was doing. When I met him at the rescue, he was smaller than I expected. They placed him in my arms, and he immediately curled into my chest. He couldn't see me, but he leaned into the sound of my voice like it was something familiar, something safe. I named him Levi. The drive home was quiet. Levi slept the entire way, his tiny body rising and falling with each breath. I kept glancing down at him, wondering what I'd gotten myself into. The first few days were hard, harder than I expected. Levi bumped into everything: walls, chair legs, table corners, my feet. Every step he took was cautious, hesitant. He'd walk forward, hit something, freeze, then try again from a different angle.
I hovered over him like a nervous parent. I baby-proofed the house, moved furniture, set up barriers. I bought him a little blind dog hoop, the kind that attaches to their collar and helps them sense obstacles before their face hits them. He wore it constantly, and slowly, carefully, he started to learn. Water bowl here, dog bed there, food dish in this corner. My footsteps mean safety. He mapped the house in his mind, and that's when I realized something that changed everything. Levi wasn't fragile, he was determined. The 2 weeks came and went, and I couldn't let him go. I told the rescue I wanted to adopt him. They were thrilled. I was terrified, but deep down, it felt right. Levi became my shadow. He listened for the sound of my breath and followed it everywhere. He knew when I was about to sit down. He knew when I was sad and needed comfort. He knew me better than most people ever had.
But he struggled with other dogs. I tried taking him to daycare. It was a disaster. He couldn't see their signals, the wagging tails, the playful bows, the friendly approaches. Everything unfamiliar felt like a threat to him. He became defensive, anxious, scared. I made the decision then. Levi would be an only dog, and I was okay with that. He was enough. Then, months later, another message came. Another blind bully puppy had been rescued. Younger, smaller, terrified. They were asking if I'd be willing to foster him. My first instinct was no, absolutely not. Levi had finally found peace. He knew the house, he knew his routine. I didn't want to disrupt that. But the photo haunted me. This puppy looked just like Levi had when I first met him, lost, scared, alone in a world he couldn't see. And something inside me whispered, maybe Levi will understand. Maybe he'll recognize that feeling of being lost in a world you can't navigate. So I said yes, again. I named him Jax. The first night, I kept them separated. I let them sniff under the door, hear each other's movements, get used to the idea of another presence. The next day, I held Jax in my arms while Levi cautiously approached. He sniffed Jax's face with a gentleness I had never seen in him before. No aggression, no fear, just pure curiosity. They didn't play right away. For days, they just existed near each other. On leash, in short, supervised moments, they'd bump into each other awkwardly, like two kids learning to dance in the dark. And then, one day, it clicked. They started playing, chasing each other by sound, wrestling carefully. Jax would listen for the jingle of Levi's collar and follow. When Levi drank water, Jax joined him. When Levi headed to the doggy door, Jax was right behind. It was like they shared a secret map, one built not on sight, but on trust and instinct. Levi, who once needed so much from me, became the guide, the big brother, the quiet, steady leader. Watching them together changed everything I thought I knew. I used to believe that special needs dogs were hard, that their care would be overwhelming, that their lives would be full of limitations. But Levi and Jax aren't limited. They're adaptable, they're resilient, and they love more deeply because they've had to navigate a world without the one sense so many of us take for granted. They remind me to slow down, to listen, to appreciate the small things, the sound of paws on wood floors, a tail thumping softly, the quiet breathing beside me as I fall asleep. Our house is calm, but it's full. Every day I watch them move through the world without sight, and every day I'm amazed by what they can see in each other, in me, in the smallest moments of life. If you've ever considered fostering or adopting, especially a special needs dog, let this be your sign. Yes, there are challenges, but the rewards, they're deeper than I ever imagined. If this story moved you, I hope you'll consider liking this video and subscribing. Every bit of support helps us continue sharing stories like Levi's and Jax's. Stories that prove when you give a dog what they truly need, they'll give you everything they have. So tell me, would you foster a blind dog, or does the responsibility feel too overwhelming?